Hey creative friends, welcome to my channel and welcome to what should be Saturday Happenings 1/15/22, but it's actually Saturday Happenings on Sunday 1/16/22. I don't know what happened. I did my whole Saturday Happenings yesterday and I tried to upload it, and it literally usually takes 10-15 minutes to get done. It went for hours yesterday. I couldn't stop the upload. I couldn't see it. Suddenly when it appeared, I went in to edit it and it just deleted. So there was something wrong. I don't know what it was. I hope it doesn't happen today, but here I am doing another Saturday Happenings. Only this Saturday Happenings on Sunday. So anyway, that's cool. But today is very cool because it is the first Sunday as a retired person. Check it out. I made this super cute shirt. It's a nice little hoodie. It says retired. Love it. So much fun. And I had such a good time at work. They had a wonderful party. They had beautiful decorations and it said happy retirement. I posted a picture of that over on my Facebook, but that was just the one sign. They had tables, potluck. It was so nice. I got some cool gifts, and because we have to drive to the East Coast, which we're going to do. I think we're leaving like the last week of February to drive out there so that we can take care of property and things like that. That was my father-in-law's. But we are going to just enjoy the trip. It'll be the first trip. We've done several trips coast to coast, but it'll be the first trip that we've made that there's been no specific time frame. Like, we can stop when we want to. We can do what we want to. It's cool. And my friend gave me this book, 50 States and 5,000 Ideas. So a friend of mine already told me I need to go to the Corn Palace in South Dakota, which is very cool. But I am excited about that. It's going to be a great trip. And ultimately, I know we're just going to have a lot of fun. We are not taking our fifth wheel on this because it's just, there could be snow. There could be a lot of things. It's just probably not a good idea. So we will get out and do fifth wheel trips later. But I do want to go over last week's videos. I had such a good time last week and I got so many great comments. Let me look. So last week we did a bunch of fun stuff. I had a great time doing the beef and noodles. That's one of our favorite meals. If you didn't look at it, go check it out. It's a super cool way of using your home canned beef, and I loved using the beef that's got the onion soup in it. Added a little bit of sour cream, add those mushrooms, and it made a terrific, like a stroganoff. It was really good. That's it. And also the shoestrings. That was a lot of fun. Where's my shoe? There are my shoestrings. Making the shoestrings was fun. And I can see just making a bunch of them out of used fabric or old fabric scraps and making the little aglets on the end out of these little shrink tubes is so cool. It makes them turn out just right. And they're good. They're like not going to come untied. That's the thing. And you can use these. A lot of people commented on using them for a lot of different things. If you're making a drawstring bag, make a coordinating pull drawstring for it. They're not just shoestrings. They're anything that you could do. You could use them for just all kinds of stuff. I like the idea of putting it in a drawstring bag too. Making Christmas gifts or reusable packaging. Make a bag with a drawstring and put the matching. You could do Christmas theme. That'd be super cute. Birthday theme. You could do like flowers or just balloons. You could do all kinds of stuff, but they're super cute. So that was a fun one. And then canning steelhead. Now, that reminds me, I got to tell you guys a couple of things. I had some questions that I wanted to address, and I made notes. First of all, I had several people ask me about debubbling. So debubbling when I was canning the beef. So debubbling is when you have a liquid and pieces in the jar, because bubbles will get in around those pieces. Like, say this is a piece, and see how it's like on, not just like a ball, and bubbles will get up in these spots. So you want to debubble them to move those around so that the bubbles come up, because if you've got liquid, when those bubbles come up, the liquid will settle. And I talked about headspace being the reason that you have headspace, but if you don't debubble, then as the canning process happens, these will bounce around and the bubbles will float to the top, and then the liquid level will drop. And then you will not have the liquid sometimes covering the food, or you won't have it at the right headspace. So that's why you want to debubble when you have liquids with food particles. So you want to do that. So when it comes to the beef, the pork, the steelhead, the ugly chicken, you don't need to debubble those because there is nothing but air there. And as those process, those pieces, they will shrink down a little bit and they will release the broth out of the meat, and that broth will just fill up. And it doesn't have to be a certain level of liquid when you are raw canning beef or fish or chicken or pork, that kind of stuff. So debubbling needs to happen when you have pieces of food that have liquid so that you get rid of those bubbles. So that's one thing. The other thing was, I know, when I did my smoked, my salmon that I put the smoke in, a number of people said, hey, I saw you put an S on top of a couple of the jars and you didn't add liquid smoke. Well, I just kind of got to talking and I forgot it. And then right before I was ready to finish up the last jars, I thought, wait a second, I didn't add smoke to some of those. So I went back in and I reopened them and added smoke and wiped the rims and put new lids on. So yes, I ultimately got them all. I should have mentioned that because I didn't realize, I guess I didn't realize that it was on the video where you'd notice that I forgot to put the smoke in. But I did, but then I remembered, so I corrected it. And then the other thing was, in the Canuary video for the beef, a couple of people said that when we talk about the pounds of pressure, like I put mine at 10 pounds of pressure, and there's different pressures, sometimes we don't say why. Like I'm putting it at 10 pounds of pressure, and we don't say what altitude we're at. So I will always pressure can my things at 10 pounds of pressure because I am at sea level. Actually, I'm lower than 1,000 feet, which is, I'm actually at my kitchen, I did the altitude on it, and my kitchen is 317 feet. I know that. So I want to show you, here's the one where I did the fish. Okay, so fish right here, and it'll show you, I got to put my glasses on, which are really dirty right now. So if you're a 0 to 1,000 feet, or 0 to 2,000 feet, you use 10 pounds of pressure on a weighted gauge, 11 pounds on a dial gauge. 2,000 to 4,000 would be 12. And see, this is the difference between weight and pressure. If you have this book, I want you to see that? So do you see how the pressure, or the dial gauge goes up by 1 pound increments? Do you see that? So if you're at 0 to 2,000 feet, you're at 11 pounds. At 2,001 to 4,000 feet, 12 pounds. 4,000 to 6,000, 13 pounds, and 6,000 to 8,000 feet, you're at 14 pounds of pressure. Whereas with a weight, 0 to 1,000 is 10 pounds, and anything above that's 15. So you can't, the metal weight, so this dial can go up by 1 pound increments. That's the thing. The weight just goes up by 5 pounds. They're little weights that go on. There's like what I showed you was I have a 3-piece weight. The little weight itself is 5 pounds. You put the little, it's like a washer, you put on there and it makes it a 10 pound weight and then a 15 pound weight. That's all you have. But this being said, with this kind of specification, you really need to make sure that if you're using a dial gauge, you need to get it checked, because if it is, you can adjust it if it's like within 2 pounds of being out of weight or out of gauge. If it's over that, you've got to replace it. So this is a thing, I get mine tested once in a while, but I don't worry about it because I always use the gauge. So between 1,000 all the way up to 1,000 is 10 pounds, over 1,000 is 15. So that's easy to remember. But I'm at sea level. My kitchen is 317 feet. So I will always use 10 pounds of pressure. So that's the difference between the weight and the dial gauge. And the reason the dial gauge will go up in 1 pound increments. So it would be really cool if they made a weight that just had little tiny 1 pound increments, but they don't. So, and I'm not going to mess around with it because I'm not a professional. And I will tell you all the time, I follow guidelines because I'm not a professional. I am not a scientist. I do not have ways to check things and to make sure that I don't do that type of research. So I let those that are skilled in it do the research, and I follow their guidelines. It's just the way it is. And I found this super cool thing too. Look at, I was looking for some recipes. Somebody asked me a question. I told them I'd do a little research, and I look online and I always look for only approved recipes, and I came across this, which I think is super cool. I'm excited about it. I do love relishes, home canned relishes, and I found these two that I'm going to go for. One of them is from the North Dakota State University. So it is one of the university publications. make your own home canned condiments. And it has, the one thing I thought was cool, there's hot sauce, is the pickled horseradish sauce. Oh, that's a knitting pattern I found. But look at this, pickled horseradish sauce. I'm interested in making that. And then this one is from, where is it from? This is, I think, the University of Georgia. Let me check. Yep, University of Georgia. This whole thing is preserving food, canning relishes. And I love the there's a Vidalia onion relish. That sounds fabulous. But there's another, I love relishes. And what do you do with a relish? Well, you can put it on a salad. You can put it on a sandwich, mix it with your mayonnaise or your Miracle Whip. You can put it in like deviled eggs. You could put it in pasta salads. You could also, I like to just take corn relish and put a little scoop of it on a plate next to a sandwich. I like that. But this is the one I want to do, is the Harvest Time apple relish. Ooh, that sounds so good. It has apples and serrano peppers, cinnamon, allspice, ginger. That looks good. So I printed these out. And when I do these, I'll make sure I put the links so you guys can check them out. These are from the university. They're extension office recipes. So they are approved. So when it comes to finding approved recipes, they're out there. If you can't find an approved recipe for something you want to do, and you should probably think about it, because it might not be something you should do. So anyway, there's that. There is my Saturday happenings on Sunday. My first Sunday as a retired gal, and I have plans. And I'm making this plan. I make 3 things a day, because I will get out there and just like one thing after the other until I feel like everything needs to be done. And then I just kind of want to sit around for a day. And I don't want that to be that way. So I have 3 things every day that I'm going to do. And today I'm cleaning this sewing room. Because see all that fabric? I have stuff I want to sew, and I'm going to take you along on those adventures. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go downstairs and put my craft supplies away that I brought upstairs. And what was the third thing? I got a vacuum. But my crafts, to put my craft stuff downstairs and to bring up the things I need to do for my birthday cards for February, because I always get them all prepared the month before so that I can send them out on the first week. So that's my 3 things today, and then I'm going to make a dinner, probably. We might just go for a drive, and maybe I'll do a little video of that. But hey, I can do whatever I want, whenever I want now. I'm excited. Check it out. Retired. I'm so excited about this. It's just going to be cool. So I'm getting my GoPro charged up, because I'm going to take that on my trip across country. Ooh. I'm even taking my little mini Instant Pot. Maybe I'll do some in the hotel meals as we go across the country. I don't know. But there it is. Tomorrow I'm getting my hair cut. And I'm going to do some essential oil stuff today too, because there's some things I need to do. And I will make videos of that. So anyway, there it is. As always, thanks for watching. And I will see you in my next video.